Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. And I will never get nobody name up. They was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that the marriage, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning and said, we know you gonna put them hairstyles. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said, I am. I'm going to put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Candace. I'm not messing with it.
Rocket, cold.
But look who they said that was Crockett. You got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
Been attacking our whole national show. It ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest race. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding them up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said, I said, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty. Now, I laughing too, shit. But, hey, it is what it is. But, boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, oh, they trying to use stuff for content. I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I have wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video. And he was talking about, like in Chicago, when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But, and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had, and when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. I guess my eyes getting by the light. Good morning. Let me hit this. It might be a little better for me over here. What it do? The lovely Sherriana Lena. What it do, Miss Beverly Biggs? Good morning. Good. Thank you all the wonderful people who tapped in with us this morning. Lena, I'm trying to do something spectacular. I'm trying. They ain't cutting me no slack right now. I'm trying everything possibly known to man. And it's called telling the truth. That's the best I know it. If it ain't right, I'll come back and make sure I get the correction. I'm not too big. But how y'all doing on this love? It's cold as Satan up here right now. What's up, shooting the shit T? Thank you for tapping in.
Oh, damn. For once, it's my side not showing the comments. I'll be right back.
Tell you, I don't know what's going on. How y'all doing this morning? How you doing, Ann? And shout out to your husband, a.k.a. Ann. I mean, Michelle Smith. Her name, we call her Ann, and her husband. Thank y'all for tapping in. The Dreamer. Let them know what to do, man. Like, share, subscribe, and hype this chat up. It's morning, y'all. What's up, Nikki? Thank you for tapping in, beloved. Jazzy Melanie, thank you for tapping in. I got to shout out all you beautiful people that come in. Y'all wake up with us. We're going to try to do the best we can do right now, but it's downright nasty out here. We got the lovely Beverly Biggs Levy. What's up, Javier, tapping in from that Durham, North Carolina. You heard the lovely Linda Childen, the lovely Deborah Luna in the building. What's up, Concrete Jungle? Got to shout out Mama Aquill. You heard? Sydney Green Sr., how you doing? Wanda Smith, thank you for tapping in, beloved, and the good brother Andre Holland. Am I up to date? What's up, Demetria Lovely Brown, thank you for tapping in. What's up, good brother Michael Cooley from Greenwood, Mississippi? He telling y'all 662 point of order. Keep pressure on Davina, diabolical. Right now, Davina's so tied up in the system, you got to fight the whole system. Well, hey, listen, man, Winters dropped some heat for y'all last night. She came back with so much stuff. We see people dropping out, people entering the race. We seeing a lot of things. We seeing people not running for first ward, people running for state rep. It's right now. It's diabolical, man. It's nasty right now. I almost wanted to call Brother Clack up last night. I did. How you feel about that, Trevor? What's up? The lovely Tasha Lynn has touched down. How you feel about that, Trevor?
What about people jumping in one race
now? Yeah. For state rep.
Kind of confusing.
Right.
Because Clack's running.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention the spat with Art. Like, why go out of her way? Why step out of her way to have that little spat with Art if she's not running in the first world? Like, it makes no sense to me.
The lovely Terry Nixon, good morning. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. To me, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, it leaves so many questions. Is it now that Tanya not running for state rep? Is she gonna run for mayor? It leaves so many questions.
Or is she just gonna say, no, fuck it, going back to the 6th ward?
We don't know. We don't know. That's the thing. I'm trying to figure it out right now. I'm like yesterday left so many unanswered questions, in my humble opinion.
Right.
How you doing, Miss Tia? Thank you for tapping in. Oh, what happened? The young lady Tracy, is it Tracy Frazier? She's dropped out in the 4th ward, and the lovely young lady DC Deborah Coleman, if I'm not mistaken. She's running for the 1st ward. What's up, Blind Intelligence? Thank you for tapping in, good brother. And we got the lovely Constance in the building. Thank you for tapping in. And Mama Quill, you could be right. Perhaps Tanya does not want to split the vote. Nah, I mean, it's just only thing I can say. Only thing I can say is it leaves more answers. It's like it's going back to 2019. Oh, for sure. Yeah, she did. She showed some love today. Governor Whitmer flying flags, half staff for Jesse Jackson Jr. That's love. Hey. Oh, it's also a way to ride the coat wave because she's looking at the people. She knows it's Black History Month. Like, what she should do is get this Flint water fixed. That'll show some real love. That's what Jesse would want. Good morning, the lovely Sherry Allen. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. That's what she would want, in my humble opinion. Family, y'all hit that like button as y'all coming on in this thing. If you really want to sow a seed, show Jesse how you really love him. Come help the people in Flint. That's what he fought for. I would love her to come help, come to Flint and do something, fix this water. What's up, Katie Saban? Thank you for tapping in. And I don't know. Like I said, it left. So like I say, come April, what is it? April 20th, when it's official, you gotta have it in.
Let's take a peek.
Yeah, I want to get the people down in DC help too. That's been hit with raw sewage. The lovely Deborah O'Neill has landed. Thank you for tapping in. I mean, that's what I mean. If you're going to really do something, all this, you just come in and, show me some real love. Show me some real love. I mean, if you're going to do it, do the work that the man was out here fighting for, in my humble opinion. But, hey, That symbolic stuff I do not like.
This is a lot about appeals court. Tuesday, April 21st, nominating petitions and affidavits of identity for partisan and nonpartisan candidates due. And then withdraw deadline is on the 24th.
April 24th, right?
24th is your withdraw, and then your cutoff for registering and nominating is on the 21st.
Oh, April 21st.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see.
So a little under 2 months at this point.
Well, I mean, listen, we got March will be here Sunday. March 1st is Sunday. So, like you say, it's 2 months. They'll be able to figure it out.
Or they've already figured it out, and now they're just playing the game.
I mean, I don't think a person, if they say they running, has not went out there and started collecting signatures. So whoever running, I believe they getting out there collecting signatures. It just, my thing is you running it for yourself, or is you running to really help? Because right now, after yesterday, Art called in last night, which is good. It said your post is not. I don't know what's going on. Let me go out and come back in. I don't know what it's doing. It's doing. It
says her post, not yours.
I don't know what's. I don't know, Sherry, what it's doing. This what it was doing last night. I went on there. I went in there last night. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know why. I do feel like the candidate should be trying to get the people out. Regardless, you need to get the people out and vote for you. I'll be walking every day up to the 21st of April.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to walk your whole ward, you should know it. I don't care if I end up getting a 2,000 signatures. I'll just be I'm 2,000 strong. And, and that's just my humble opinion, what they should be doing. I mean, like, she dropped a lot of heat last night, like all this stuff. But I mean, like I say, is you running for the people, or is you just running for yourself? Because sometimes you can easily be used.
Yeah.
I'm telling you from experience. Good morning, Felicia. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. That's Felicia coming from that New Jersey by way of the East Coast family. Now, I'm telling you, I'm trying to see. Because, like, I said, like, even when I seen that going, I watched some of the water, but I was like, Winters, I didn't really understood. But I see that it still got approved.
I saw still going up. Tanya called in and Candace called in. I was just scrolling. I don't know if anyone else did. I mean, did we really think that they weren't going to raise the rates even if everyone showed up?
No, they was. Listen, it's business, and I hate to say it, but it's business, and that's how we play.
I mean, I told you the second that they announced that they were thinking of it, they had already decided.
Yeah, it was already in play. Oh, I don't think
Deborah said Leon, Judy, and JJ also called in. Maybe, possibly.
I mean, they want to call in now, even with the mayor saying something. A lot of this stuff was already knew that was going to happen. And like Irma Shaw, thank you for tapping in, beloved. Okay, she said Joel is running in Winfrey's ward. He is already in some board downtown. I'm going to say this, family. Oh, you don't know how to update it? Ooh, you know what? We're going to have to figure it out, beloved. We're going to figure it out, Sherry. I'm going to have to get with Winters and have her call you. They said at what percentage did they raise y'all water?
Like 5 point something odd percent.
Oh, Candace Competition said he'll work without salary. Nah, brother, you don't work without salary. You get paid like everybody else. We heard that.
You can't work without salary. That opens the city up for lawsuits, even if you sign a waiver. Number two, it seems like it's too much for show.
Oh man, I had an article, man. Let me see if did I put it out. I read something. I don't know if I shared it on my page, but it was an article when they was breaking that whole thing down. Did somebody put it up or was it an old one?
Let me look for this real quick.
It was an old article or someone that was breaking it down. Hey, and I got that one too. I'm gonna play it tonight. I got that one. I got that. I see I put that on what happened in high school out in Goodrich. I had it yesterday. I meant to play it last night, but Winters was dropping so much heat, I'll get it again. Don't worry about it, family. I'll play it. I got a roll call. This coming from the lovely Felicia Martinez. Hey, she keeps showing out for me, family. Y'all know where she at from New Jersey. Show Felicia Martinez some love because she getting us some sponsorship. Mickey Roll Call is sponsored by the first person to win an Olympic gold medal for the U.S. was John Baxter Taylor, a black athlete in 1908 Black History. Shout out to the brother for going during that time. You heard? Let me see. Lucky. They just raised our water at 12%. That's what I guess they did that down in Mississippi with blind intelligence from. Damn.
Never been so happy to be on a well. Sherry, I just sent you a really long message on Facebook to explain how to update your YouTube app, as well as how to troubleshoot the app.
Here you go from Mark Hutchinson. Said, one thing is for certain about Gleewa and Flint, y'all have no say regarding the wholesale rate. You pay what they tell you to pay, and they don't answer to you. They're a monopoly, and you can't go nowhere else. I was saying that they didn't have no representation from Flint on there.
Oh, you could go to somewhere else if you didn't sign a 30-year deal that will penalize the dog shit out of you.
See here, well, look at this right. Wow. Look at shooting the shit T. She said the water bill rate doesn't have to be raised for the resident. If the city of Flint lower the percentage of the bill, they're not going to do that.
Except the city of Flint uses your water bill to cover their extreme expenses. So
we love you back. You say what, Trevor?
The city of Flint uses your water bill to cover their extreme expenses.
So that's how they're making their money. Oh, they paying their bills, basically.
Paying their bills,
Paying their bills.
And I guarantee you that the city of Flint's about to raise your water rate higher than that I believe it's like 82%. Probably somewhere up to 10%.
Man, it's crazy. Oh my, it's crazy. I'm gonna be honest.
Deborah Luna has another point here, and they're paying back the KWA bonds. So you could try breaking with Gleewood to go onto the KWA, which was specifically made for Flint. I don't know if I'd trust it, but it's an alternative. It'd probably be cheaper. But then you're paying off the KWA bonds, and you're being buried for breaking contract.
Oh, okay. Deborah Luna said it starts at $65 with zero use.
Mm-hmm.
That's why basically they're gonna have to change they're gonna have to change and make this really they gotta make it where the cost of living is high. They gotta bring the tax base in, the money in, people who can afford that. But what's crazy to me is that when I was watching it, I ain't watch all of it, I watched some of it. When I was hearing the people that were saying, look, we paying for water we can't even use, they didn't even bat an eye about that.
Yeah.
Didn't bat an eye.
Right here, Felicia already knows. Just like I said, the second they announced it, they had already decided. It didn't matter if you spoke or not. So, I mean, it makes me have to question, what was the point? We already knew they were going to raise it. You go and speak out, and now you're on record, and it doesn't fucking matter.
Because they don't know, Trevor. From my understanding, they don't know. They don't know. And I see what Art was saying when you don't know. Because he said when he was at council the other day, he said it's here. Said the city of Flint, but nobody being honest. I was just telling you, when Winters was talking last night, when I said, well, you was there when they was telling us how we was coming on. This is when we was back on Lippincott. Remember, we was talking about fight to bring the water pods back.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in, 22?
23.
23. They already knew they had made a cut a deal with the government with the state. They was getting that $100 million. They knew that, but you see how people still have you saying go for. They knew that. Even when we was bringing Melissa Mays on and we was talking about bringing the water pod, she knew that. All of them knew that. That's why to me it's like it's crazy some of the stuff you see what's going on. It's like the smart ones knew, and it's like they just fooling the majority. A lot of them don't know what's going on, man.
I don't want to say the smart ones knew. I want to say the ones who were on the know knew, and they just played it off, right? Because like we had a lot of smart people that, hell, I consider you a smart people, and you didn't know.
No, I'm just saying no. What I mean by consider smart, Trevor, this what I'm not talking about a person who can't read. I'm saying they don't really know like how people like tell you know how
when it comes to the water pods,
to call in.
Oh yeah, like calling in is really.
I'm just saying, even going down there, the pressure should have been put down on your council people, on your mayor, your state rep. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? They know people are. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might got some book smart and I might got some street smart, but far as this political and how the mechanisms of government work, I'm definitely crooked wise because we go by what we read in the book when I took civics. This is how it's supposed to work. In reality, that's not how it works. We want to say it work like that, but see, you don't get told that big business people with money can come in and give you money and you can vote certain ways. We didn't hear none of that.
They didn't teach us shit about lobbying, which, I thought bribes were illegal, which they are, but lobbying isn't. What's the difference? There isn't one. It's just the name attached to it, right? It's kind of like the difference between grave robbing and archaeology. It's the same fucking thing, just with a different name.
What is it, Jacoby? We talking about the Flint water, how it's not fixed, and the water rates got raised high.
Yeah, they just increased the price of poison.
Yeah, price of. Let me see what shooting the shit. T said, my fellow 740 said it was politics. Neely asked the residents to speak out because it sounds good, just like how Liddell spoke out regarding the schools, knowing she had no say so. Facts.
That's 100%.
And that's what I mean. It's like. And that's what I be meaning when I say we not really hip to what was going on, because the residents went in on the playbook on what they was doing. See, a lot of the ones at the top, I want to say the 85 and I'll get to that in another story, but I just feel like the masses here, like how we being told, we only getting the information for like the one or two who still trying to control it, trying to run game theyself.
Thank you, Mark, for calling it the proper thing. And he's right. Neely's got everyone paying a heavy water tax, and the citizens don't even know they're paying it.
But that's the point when I'm saying, like, when you don't know. Like, a lot of them don't really know. That's why he can get up there. He did that. You need to go down there. Food. The water need to be fixed. But that goes to you and your wife. You the mayor, she the state rep. All the connections you got down in DC, down in Lansing, you should be able to go to the mayor, but that's not what he signed up for. It's to push their agenda. I'm just saying, in my humble opinion, they got to bring a new tax base into Flint. They enable to, because who's gonna be able to pay for this and the taxes steady going up? Like, ain't no poor person gonna be able to pay for that. You already hearing about the retirees.
I don't know what they're doing, because like they're. You think you're saying that they want to bring in richer folks, but rich people don't stay rich by spending money they don't got it. There's lower cost of living all over the place. They're not attracting no one. They're being stupid about it. If that's what they're trying to do. No,
because when you bring in gentrification, you bring in people who can pay for that 200,000 them condos right downtown. Have you seen Ann Arbor? Go look at it before it was Ann Arbor. We could say the same thing about Grand Blanc. Go look at it, Flushing. I'm just saying, all these cities that surrounding, you went from selling water to buying water. The same thing, like I said, it was some article, or was it a video I was watching? They was talking about Detroit, how they intertwined it, and they was breaking it down to Dennis Archer, the former mayor of Detroit, like how they all was in on it from what they was talking about they wanted Flint off the water. Like these plans was did purposely, where they wanted, like, Detroit don't run this water, Flint don't run this water no more. It's privatized. Whether we want to say it or not, you go from supplying to the buyer now. Let that sink in for a minute. And it was people in these, that's what I'm saying, when you elect these officials, elect people, you hoping they doing what's right. That's like, even you got your, Gretchen Whitman right now, the governor. What about these new AI databases they trying to bring in?
I did hear something not positive, but less bad about those, that they're being forced to provide their own electricity, so they're going to have to make their own power plants. So it's at least not going to impact your power bill. Your water bill, on the other hand, is still in the air. You're still kind of screwed there.
And what does it does to the water? Pollution. Bringing them data centers in there. And that's what I'm saying. But we going through, that's what I'm saying. We're going through the same thing with GM just leaving when they left years ago. But look at the pollution from the water. That's what I'm saying. So when you bringing these in, these people know this up at the top, what's going on. They know this. That's why I advise people to go watch that movie Eddie Murphy played in, The Distinguished Gentleman. Even though it was a comedy, but it showed you, it gave you a little glimpse in how politics is ran, a little small glimpse in how politics is played.
I'm still saying go watch Wag the Dog. Older movie, still very good.
They don't have, but they trying to get them here. That's in the Mundy Township. That's why you seen they was out there protesting about it.
Yeah, Atlanta. Like I said, the data centers and all those fun things are at least being told to provide their own electricity, so your power bill won't go up. Your water is still screwed. It's still going to be going up because they're going to have to, siphon off water for that. And then, as Mickey said, pollution. So, c'est la vie. Do what you can, but they're going to build it whether they want to or whether they want to or not. You just have to make them not want to in your area. Make it too much of a headache.
Yeah, hey Mark, I seen it. I seen it. It was on somebody's page when they was breaking this whole Flint water stuff down. They was even with Detroit. They was breaking it all down when they was saying, right, it's but this is what we going to now. Far from what they wanted to do. But when you got big business, this is the problem. You asking people, they said the bills will still go up no matter. Oh, they listen, they ain't trying to. If you
the bills will go up no matter what, but the amount that it's going to go up is insane.
Yeah, say I build a data center, they're going to intend to pass all the cost on it's facts. They're going to pass it on the consumer. I listen. I'm just seeing certain stuff. Like I say, it don't got data centers research releasing the microparticles that are bad as Flint water. Dang, but people don't like. I mean, but these is the people that you saying they don't care. It's about money. Then I pull up an article where they was talking about what was going on in San Francisco where the 49ers talk about all the things. Said people was having headache. The players was catching more injuries. Like all the different. I mean, listen. When it come to $1, your health don't mean jack squat. Jack squat. And that's just a fact. They don't. It don't mean jack squat. They can come back 20 years later and say this is a cause. Ain't none of them people who did any of that stuff gonna get in trouble for it. They might give them a little fine, but they're gonna find a way how to take that money from them. This ain't the first time we didn't have disasters in America. Listen, we in a bad situation right now. How do we have phones with more computing power than the old building size? And they waiting to rate oxygen. What are those centers providing for food, water, power? I don't know.
I mean, AI is a powerful tool, right? The more computing power it has, the better it can do for you. I mean, they're making massive steps forward in things like quantum physics, astrophysics, all those fun things, mathematics, which I thought we all were solved. Somehow they're not. I don't know. I'm not all that smart. However, putting them where they're putting them just seems to be a slap in people's face, right? Like, I get it. For us to advance in terms of, as a society, we do need more computing power, but slapping them right down next to cities where it's going to be, fucking up water, fucking up land, all that fun stuff, and then taking land away from people. I mean, hell, we saw it in Mundy, right? Where they were pressuring people so hard for their land that eventually it's about to come down towards something like eminent domain, where they're just going to take your land, if you have any, or your home, and give you a pittance for it and tell you to fuck off.
Oh, they've been doing that. This ain't nothing new, though. I'm looking at
talking about the data centers in and of themselves.
No, I'm just saying, but this is nothing new. When I'm talking about, you saying they'd do eminent domain, they'd just take it and tell you. We can go look over here and look at the expressways they ran through neighborhoods, black neighborhoods. I'm just saying they're going to put it wherever,
Eminent domain's been a thing forever and a day, yes. And they expressly can do it since a 1990 decision in the Supreme Court, I believe it's 1990, for economic development. So for businesses rather than government community improvement. So highway was one thing, whereas if they really want a Walmart in town, and Walmart says, I really want this chunk of land here with all these houses, then the city can basically kick you out of your house, give you a pittance, and then give that over to Walmart.
No, I'm with RJ Caddy said it'll be a class action lawsuit in 20 years with commercial acts. Have you or a loved one been exposed to blah, blah, blah? That's all.
And those class action lawsuits are going to be pennies. I was looking at joining on the 3M lawsuit for hearing protection that the Army gave us. I've lost 40% of the hearing in my left ear. And the payout check that I was looking at receiving was like $350. I'm like, that's bullshit. So yeah. The lawyers got paid well. I mean, just take a look at the Flint water crisis. Lawyers got paid very well.
Oh, they got broke off. And that's what they do.
Most of those lawyers were able to retire after the Flint water crisis. They put in less than 10 years worth of work and they just get to go away. They get to go retire, some country club, state.
But they allowed it to happen. They allowed it. That's what I'm saying. When you send these people, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. You gotta hope y'all sending the right people to this council, because you could send anybody up there they can get played. I'm trying to tell you, they had us thinking we was fighting for the right thing when the whole time we were just fighting to help other people benefit. And I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I'm only mad because we didn't get paid for it. But when you see how the game can be played, do you think these corporations gonna let you detour what you got going on? Everybody in on the pay. I'm just saying, let me put allegedly up there. Let me put allegedly. This wasn't no what's the name when you was able to see. Just family, just think about this. Ashley Capital was able to donate to LaShawn. If you go look at her when she was running, the councilwoman of the 3rd Ward, they donated to her. They donated to this person.
They donated to Liddell, Leon, Quincy Murphy, Sheldon Neely.
You think they're going to donate?
Max contributions, by the way.
And you think they're going to donate? And like I say, LaShawn got in as a write-in and was getting help from them. I mean, where they was donating. Just let that sink in,
like
family.
I said, max contributions.
Just let that sink in. You donating to a write-in. Just let that sink. You think people?
No.
And you think Ashley Capital wouldn't listen? We don't give money to people who not going to look at
Ashley Capital did spread their money around pretty well. Mm-hmm. So they put money toward, I believe, some of Leon's people that he was running against. They basically, I mean, it's like $1,200 is max contribution for them, right? $1,200 to Ashley Capital's jack shit. They make that just on interest on their one building.
Yeah.
A month. So they can afford to pay everyone. Oh yeah, look, I'm your friend. I got you in, and then hold that over them.
But that's the point I'm saying. Do you think they was gonna give up money to people who they think was gonna be in their best interest? I'm just not saying Ashley Capital. That's anybody to come do business.
I'm not a huge fan of extra laws because hell, we hardly enforce the ones that are already on the books unless we don't like you, right? But I would love to see a law that says if you donate to one candidate in a race, you cannot donate to their competitors. Stand behind one instead of trying to pay off everyone. That's a small, itty bitty, simple little thing.
But that's the game. That's the game. If we don't get, we still gonna have people who gonna know. Just like when Mark come down, we ask you, what you know, like what can we get you? And then you hearing about, okay, what was that? What was the
candy lawnmower?
Yeah, Oak Park. The brothers and sisters, they got a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? See, I'm not knocking them over there, but I get it. If I was Ashley Capital, like, what we gave y'all something. We gave y'all, you know, the spot that y'all wanted. Now we coming back for it. Hey, Mark, you hit it on the nose. Say Ashley is a beautiful name, but it's a business. They pay the money and get free land. Ashley is winning. The city should not be giving land away. Ashley got it. They can pay. Facts. Let me see this right. It said Ashley Capital knew when they gave property to the Oak Park organization that the green space was coming anyways. You really think Ashley Capital put that money out? That was residents city gave. That was residents money city gave Ashley. Facts. But this the thing though, Denise. When you go up here and when you accepted that, they knew what the terms was when you got your nonprofit. We didn't say how long you was gonna get to keep it. We gave you a nonprofit. You got to make it work. That's part of business. Now, maybe you didn't get all y'all thought y'all was going to get, but when you took that deal, that they was going to take it anyway. At least you got something. I remember someone was saying that down there. At least we got something. Now you got what you got. You got the nonprofit, make it work. Let me see what Katie said. My brother-in-law is on the board in Gladwin, and the solar farms are taking over, but they have to let it happen since the government already put stuff in the contract that will cause the city to get sued. Okay, let me see what Mama Quill said. That was just to satisfy the people, shut them up, and divert their attention from what they were going to do until it was too late to do anything about it. Facts. That's what I be meaning when you got to look at who your negotiators is.
Not just that, like Ashley Capital building these buildings, which they rent out. First big one I can think of is Amazon. Worked at one. Ashley Capital owned it. They like having some little space set aside, like a small itty bitty little park. It looks really good right next to their building. Oh yeah, we did this. It gives them some publicity. Also, say Amazon rents that building, right? Oh, look, we got this nice little park for employees to go out to on their lunch. Yeah, they'll do that. They don't care. Like, it's absolutely nothing. And then they can jack up the price of the building even higher.
But that's when you don't know how to negotiate.
What's that location. If you can't get the location you want, you make the location you got look better.
I'll give you an example. I give you an example. I remember my uncle and my cousin was just talking about this the other day, and I'm gonna go from the basketball and the basketball situation. Why is the basketball? Well, the Players Association. Look at the lawyers they got, right? When you think you will be wanting some corporate lawyers than the lawyers that they got, because you're dealing in business, right? The Players Association. You would think they would go get corporate lawyers for like how you see these corporate 500 businesses, the lawyers they have to be negotiating for them. You wouldn't go get no small time lawyers that they be getting. You'll go get them real corporate lawyers that can negotiate with the owners that specialize in that type of business. because at the end of the day, the NBA is a business. So you wondering why certain players, how they be, why the players sometimes the owners be having better, because you got to look at who you getting who's representing you. That's how you can get played. And I might not be saying it verbatim, but I'm just saying you don't go get because I done seen, I'll give you on a small level. I done seen some of the rappers, you know what I'm saying? Some of the big rappers, they be getting entertainment lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you like, why would I go get a lawyer that's it? I'm gonna go get one who understand contracts. Them same lawyers that we've been all getting, and they all end up playing us. Come on, you got to go get people that specialize in certain things. That's working for you. That's not working for the system, because that's a lot of times what we be getting. They hand us the lawyers and then gonna give us the judges. What's up, Sweet Cupcake on break? Flint got messed up while they started saying urban renewal. Just like Buick City, it said Rich Paul and LeBron run the players union. Shaking my head. You know what, Tony Terry? Soon as he retire, it'll be, they gonna stop their little Ferris wheel, gonna come to a winding down. What's up, No Trouble? Thank you for tapping in. Oh, the system would just hire them. I done seen that plenty of times. When they say if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, it just is what it is. You think the players would be putting in their contract? I mean, go look at some of them player contracts, man. How they like going state to state. You got to pay taxes everywhere you go. Come on. Some of that stuff is not even making sense, how they robbing some of these players. But the goal is to get the money back. It's not for you to keep it. You know what, Denise Cousins? I just read what you put up on her. That's what I'm saying. Where was the EPA at during that time? Don't they supposed to have people that's checking on fires, work environments, and everything? Don't we have people who check on that?
EPA is smaller than people give it credit for. It's on your state to do most of the investigation, and then when it starts breaking federal laws that the state finds, they call in the EPA. So I mean, yeah, where's the EPA? But where's also where's your state entity that's supposed to be looking into this? And hey, you're breaking our state laws here, and you're breaking federal laws. Where's the EPA? And then on the back end of that, where's OSHA? Because OSHA isn't just workplace safety; it's also community safety. So, like, where are all these entities that are supposed to be there to protect folks?
Katie Saban said, "Who all got stock in Ashley Capital?"
I think it's a publicly traded company, so you're talking about thousands of individuals with, between one share and upwards. I believe to get on their board, you have to have like a 23% share. So
I'm looking at.
You got thousands of individuals.
I seen what Blind and Tech says. The EPA is paid off too. Fact. Damn near everything in America you can pay people off. They done been showed it that you can pay people off. I don't know. Like we wondering why what's going on. Damn near every form of government in America, people have been on the tape, whether we want to accept it or not. From your governors to your senators to your prosecutors to your judges. Show me what every I'm not saying everyone, and I'm just saying, but every position from your president to your governor to your senators to your congressmen to your council people to your state rep. I'm just saying in general, all have been some form of fashion. Mayors all have been caught up on bribery.
Fuck.
All of them been caught up on bribery. So if you got a system like this that people can be paid, what you think gonna happen? Well, a system where people can be corrupted. What you think gonna happen? And the truth, all politics is local, but even the local people on the tape. I kind of understand. Like I said, I had time to sleep on it last night. And when because I was on maybe a call in was about 5, maybe 7 minutes.
So, looking at this, Ashley Capital is led by co-founders and principals Paul D. Rubica and Richard A. Morton, who direct the firm's investment and development activities. Key senior leaderships include Senior Managing Director Lori Roth, Susan M. Harvey, Mark Quimby, and Tim P. Schneider. So you got Roth is in New York, Harvey is in Michigan, Snyder is in Georgia, Quimby is in Michigan. Then you've got their financial director, Robert Oskelins, fucking names, Shane Funk, Richard Boardmuth, Peter M. H. Pfeiffer, Kyle Morton, Christopher Rubica, which I believe is one of their co-founders, and then Jill Marassa. These are all the folks that decide as the board where the company is going to buy, operate, and develop.
They said it was for Senator Hawley is good. He be fighting for his people. That was poison from the Manhattan Project. Both Trump ministers have made significant cuts to OSHA and deregulated environmental standards. Well, what you think gonna happen when you deregulate environmental standards? And I'll say it again: they don't care what happened to the because they don't have to be in them situations. I'm gonna be honest with you. How many rich people really got to live in poor areas? If they had to bathe in bad water, you know what I'm saying? Do you think rich people want to be in that? No, that's what I'm saying. It's like we have to demand better. I just hope that whoever the people that's coming in to be that's for this council, I hope y'all got some people that's gonna fight for y'all. I pray just voting people in because it sounds good right now. You got to remember, your mayor said he was gonna take the payback down. How did anybody can? That's the only thing. See, a lot of people, man. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'll be on there looking at some of it. See that when I hear a person say they ain't gonna do this, that it make me look a different way. Cause okay, you ain't got to do it, but you can make money other ways. They're just like when Don Williamson was the mayor. I'm only gonna take $1. Yeah, you can take $1, but what about all the other things that you can do for yourself financially? See, we'll look at certain things and don't be acting like it was no business moves that was put down. And I'm not just throwing stuff out there. I'm just saying it's just how things can be did. And don't get it twisted. Like Ashley Capital wouldn't come to the good brother that's running for the 7th Ward. Don't get it twisted. Is the new ones gonna know how to hide it better than the ones that was just on? Because it just really, to me, it ain't like they ain't been doing business. They've been doing business as usual. It's just you can tell who got cut out and who didn't get cut out. Then
Come
you see
late May. Come late May, financial reports will be due. So,
they still trying to figure out the housing.
Huh?
Have you not been watching it? They still trying to get the housing budget together for they can see. That's what Judy, the finance.
I'm talking financial reports for the campaigns to see who's paying which person running.
But that probably ain't gonna happen to
you. Just split my brain in half. I'm going one direction. You went wait. I'm like, huh? What? Huh? Yeah. No. I picked up on that. Like they don't have any idea where their money's going in Flint.
I'm looking,
which is funny. I mean, hey, which reminds me, I did put in that FOIA. I need to see if I've got any traction on that.
Said, I hope whoever runs against Neely uses the water rate and quality as a big issue. Even the Ward 6, 7, 8, and 9 don't like high water rates. I know they don't, but they come.
No one likes paying more than they gotta.
So where does your opera dollars come from? I thought it came from the
federal.
Federal.
Those are federal monies. Okay, there's that. There you go.
But that's the thing, Katie. They see how that happened back in the 40s, and people still suffering right now. That's the point that I'm saying. They allowed so much stuff to just go on for so long, and then you still got people who wouldn't still suffering from that. I mean, like, wow.
No movement yet. They're probably going to put it on the back burner for 2 weeks.
It's a question. Do Ashley Capital have other companies under them, and how many? I don't know, Granny G, how many companies they got under them.
Let's ask the world's most powerful learning machine, Google.
Well, I'm gonna put something up on Josh Holly. Give me a sec. Let me see things from. I got some stuff I want to play today.
They use project-based affiliates and joint ventures for developments. Examples include Latimer Ashley Development Group, LLC, various legal entities created for their own specific industrial assets, such as Alvarez, LLC. In other words, they make these, and then as soon as the venture is done, and so to use Flint as a example, they'll make a small subsidiary just to get the buildings built, and then they'll dissolve it as soon as the buildings are up. I don't understand why they would do that. It's got to be some way of making money or spending less of it. So, good morning, sweetheart Shell. Thank you for being a member for 7 months.
Like I said, I'm just looking at it. The more I look at it, everybody who went, it said he spearheaded the expansion of the Radiation Exposure Act conversation. I mean, Katie, I guess. I mean, I ain't gonna go back and forth. You said he done it. I'm just looking at it. People still, I mean, did they benefit from it? You would think after something happened like that, we wouldn't even have this thing going on in 20. I mean, with the Flint water, I'm just trying to figure it out. Was like really, but I don't know. I'm still frustrated.
Did you know in 2024, Ashley Capital signed their first tenant for Commerce Center Building 1? Victory Packaging, which does specific high-end packaging for things like auto parts and GM plants around Flint. It's not your typical box manufactured facility. This is specialized. It will have design teams on site as well as other light manufacturing operations and employees. I'm still waiting to see the Amazon pop up.
Listen, I'm pulling it up right here. Let me go. I got some I was looking at. Let me pull it up. I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know. Like I said, it all depends. So what did he say? I got some stuff. So what's up with this War Power Act, Trevor? How you feel about that? What up, Philip Johnson?
Act? What about it in specific?
They saying, I guess what is it? Some 40 Democrats not gonna vote for it. They're gonna go against it. They're not gonna, I guess, get
40 Democrats in the Senate or 40 Democrats all together.
I'm trying to think. Was it
War Powers Act just allows the president
for him to claim war on because he's trying to use it for to go to war with Iran. That's what they've been talking about. So I've been trying to figure out when they were like Democrats because I seen Representative Ro Khanna. So I'm guessing they're not gonna give it to him. That's why I was asking. Should presidents even have a War Power Act?
Oh God, this one goes back. All right, War Powers Act allows the president to nationalize the economy for a short period of time during periods of conflict. In other words, we'll just use logistics as an example. With the War Powers Act enabled, the president could, if it was needed and if he wanted to, nationalize, say, all jets from UPS and FedEx to carry American supplies wherever they were needed. Or, say, nationalize the trucker fleet during a time of war if they were deciding to, say, go on strike. Like, nope, you are now federal employees, you will not go on strike. Other things such as that. Now, that's something I've been looking at, real Casey. That's something I've actually looked at a little bit. Speedboat decided to breach Cuban waters and pick a gunfight with them. 11 individuals on board. I believe they captured 6. I'm interested to see what they have to say there.
You say what?
Yeah, Florida speedboat entered Cuban waters. A Cuban patrol boat intercepted them, and then it turned into a gunfight. The Cuban government saying that these folks were coming to start terroristic activities in Cuba. I'm sitting here going, okay, interesting.
I mean, but why is we? But then I'd also seen too that what fires them putting the book, because I think was the China, Russia said they was gonna still give oil. I mean, send oil to Cuba. Once again, this is where we come at again. How can you say who can dictate who can get oil or not? Do that seem like? Do we seem like? Because I don't think
that's just sanctions. Sanctions is just a way of saying if you do business with these people, we won't do business with you. It's not law.
But do you know sanctions can cripple a country? That's like you can starve a country off sanctions. You can stop stuff from coming in. It just ain't we just putting sanctions.
You can't stop stuff from coming in. It's not an embargo and it's not a blockade.
Didn't they just put a blockade where they wouldn't let no oil? I'll pull it up. I could have swore they just put a blockade where they wouldn't let no oil, because I think
from Venezuela.
Wasn't Cuba getting a lot of oil from Venezuela? They was coming in, because I could have swore they was.
A lot of the tankers that they were stopping happened to be part of the quote Black Fleet or Ghost Fleet.
Yeah, right.
Those ships happen to change flags often illegally, so they go from one sponsor to another, or they fly a false flag, which is where the term comes from. Breaking maritime law, which any country can intercept them at that point. We've intercepted, I think, took over 2. England itself has done the same. France cut off access to its ports for, I think, some like 6 of them. And then Ukraine sank several.
And what was them? That is just that. So I'm looking at speedboats. Shootout. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. It seems like they doing a lot of picking on the smaller countries or something.
In speedboat, I have no idea if that was just rant, because it said former Cubans. Who knows? Like, I could just be a bunch of dudes who said, "Fuck it, we're gonna become U.S. residents and then get our guns and then go back to Cuba." But 12 dudes, that ain't a lot.
But they was in a Florida registered speedboat. Okay.
Yep.
It said U.S. deadly investigating was 4 people. It said fatal shoot-off. So who you think was in the wrong?
I mean, if you're going into another country's waters in an American boat without their permission, you're in the wrong.
Because I'm looking, it said 4 exiles killed in speedboat shooting adding tensions with U.S. experts said. I'm looking at on this one, it said Cuba says U.S. boat attempted an armed infiltration of country. Why are we once again?
Why is that us and not individuals?
Yeah, like why is we study? We just don't know how to stop, dude.
I'm asking you why you assume it's the U.S. government and not individuals doing it.
Why assume it's U.S. government? Well, we're gonna find out. That's what I'm trying to find out. I'm trying. That's what I want to find out. I really want to find out. Because you know what, you could be right. You maybe you right, but let's find out. Because it just seems like we study interfering in a lot of people's stuff. That's my humble opinion.
Number one, we learned from the Bay of Pigs. I won't.
Have we?
the way we learned was not doing the exact same operation the same way. We have ways of getting people into Cuba. And just a speedboat that we have registered to our own country sounds sloppy as hell. That's something not even I would do. And I'm just your average grunt.
For sure. Well, we're going to see this come from what is this? USA, I mean, USA Today.
USA Today.
USA Today.
And I'm going to, real quick, and come to Cuba's defense here with the real KC. Just the last part. Cuba shoots our U.S. boats. I'd say Cuba defended its waters from an incursion from individuals, from just personal opinions so far, random individuals that were exiled from Cuba or disgruntled, being former Cubans, decided that they were going to go back. And I mean, don't do it, especially if you're not a government, especially if you don't have government backing. So, yeah, no, I think Cuba defended itself. I have no problem with it. Don't go into their fucking waters. Just like, as you know, I wouldn't buy a boat here and go dick around and say the Bahamas waters. I have no right to be there. That's just me, though.
New accusations from the Cuban government after a deadly gunfight in Caribbean waters left 4 people dead, sparking fears of a new escalation between the U.S. and Cuba. Secretary of State Marco Rubio skeptical of Cuba's version of events.
It is highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that, but we're going to find out. We're not going to base our conclusions on what they've told us.
The Cuban Interior Ministry says 4 people were killed and 6 injured after Cuba's Border Patrol intercepted a speedboat that was registered in Florida. In a new statement overnight, the Cuban government says the boat's passengers were Cuban residents of the United States and accuses the passengers of intending to carry out an infiltration for terrorist purposes. Adding assault rifles, Molotov cocktails, and other weapons were seized.
We obviously want to have access to these people if they are American citizens or U.S. residents. But I'm not going to speculate now because right now, still, a lot of the information that's out there is information that's been provided by the Cubans.
The shootout happened off the island's northwest coast Wednesday morning. According to Cuban officials, their border patrol approached the boat and attempted to ask the passengers for ID, but they opened fire and Cuban officers shot back.
Con matrícula de la Florida.
Cuban television says one of the country's border patrol commanders was injured and that Cuba will protect its territorial waters.
That region of the world was just like a powder cake, right? Could blow up at any time.
Tensions with the communist country just 90 miles off the Florida coast already high, as President Trump has ramped up pressure in recent weeks.
Cuba is right now a failed nation.
Fuel shortages have devastated Cuba's economy, with the U.S. blocking virtually all oil shipments to the island, following the American capture of Venezuela's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro.
Gabe, let's talk about the folks on that boat for a moment here. 4 dead, 5 captured. What more do we know about those individuals?
Well, the survivors are being treated at a hospital in Cuba, Craig. And in a statement, that country's government says the majority of the people on the boat have a known history of criminal and violent activity. The U.S. has so far not confirmed that and is conducting its own investigation as to why they were on that boat. Craig.
All right. Gabe Gutierrez from the White House. Gabe, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't
Well, we'll figure. Look, it'll come out eventually on what it is. But even for them to even try something like that, and you know the tensions is high, and them being from, I'm just saying, you see how easily people can get other stuff started, even if they don't. What's the first thing people gonna think? I'm truly believing they government thinking it's the U.S. government involved in it. And just like the U.S., and it probably don't have nothing to do with it, but you just see how some people can down there go cause a war.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And like,
and it is blocking their oil and stuff coming through.
Blocking it from Venezuela. They can buy from other countries.
No, but how you, once again, that's what I'm saying. How you gonna stop somebody else from making money? That's a bully, man. At the end of the day, you gonna stop their oil. And I heard what you said, oh, they have this and that. Maybe they gotta put these different things on. You cannot sit up here like I hear what you're saying. We putting sanctions. Sanctions can cripple a country, man. I don't care what nobody say. Sanctions can cripple a country. Just like the sanctions they got over there on the Palestinians. You can cripple countries with sanctions, man. Yeah, I mean, it just you can cripple a country. And we got to figure it out. Like, I mean, listen, some of this stuff is just like getting down to just like we just accepting a lot of the stuff that this. I mean, and that's what I mean. Like, why are we in Rubio should see just? And that's what I was saying earlier, doing when Carol, who running for state rep now, when she came and took a shot at Art, and what's the first thing you said? Oh, you thought it was Gil and Weaver, though. What did I say? I said, no, that could just be her.
That could
same
just be
thing,
her,
yeah. Same scenario with this right here, though. They thinking the Cuban government can be thinking like that's the U.S. government.
Now, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, mind you, the Cubans are going to think what they're going to think, and they have every right to think what they're going to think. Okay. If the U.S. government was going to send people over there, A, it wouldn't be in a speedboat. B, it wouldn't be with small arms. They'd have other fun things. And they wouldn't send Molotov fucking cocktails. They would have a little bit more sophisticated stuff. However, Cubans have every right to think what they're going to think. And a boat coming directly from the U.S., it does look like a fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's the point that I was making. That's the point that I'm making. Like, when you go do stuff, it's automatically gonna fall back on this one right here, family. I gotta play this for y'all. I think we need this here, in my humble opinion. I think what this young lady said, we need this here, right here. We need this. We do need to do more checking like this for our politicians. And this is just an example, but we need this. We need people being called out.
No penny from corporate.
Hold on, let me get it right.
What is this light mode, Mickey? You do know that YouTube comes with dark mode, right?
Yeah, I gotta go back. I don't know.
Yeah,
I gotta go back over here. It ain't no problem. But the message is gonna be what need to be said. Let me get to this. It's the message, Trevor. It's the message.
Single penny from corporate PACs or 8 PACs, not now, not ever. But I want to be very clear that there are candidates up here who are bought and sold. Melissa Conyers-Ervin is one of them. And I'll tell you right now, Melissa, you should resign from your post because you have been a horrible city treasurer. And on top of that, you also take 8-PAC money, and you are not here to represent the interests of the people that are right before you. In addition to that, Jason Friedman didn't have the courage to show up. Guess what? He's getting 8-PAC aligned money as well. And, you know, Anthony, I really like you, but I also know Michael and Carrie Sachs gave you $7,000, and they are some of 8-PAC's biggest donors. So I want to know if you're going to return that money.
I'll get Jeffrey.
Okay. I'll never take a single.
I feel that's what we need. Some of these council people need to be called out. The mayors, the state rep. Like, I like that. I was watching that this morning. We need people who be called out like that because they got just taking money from corporations like it's nothing, or taking money from PACs. So you got to look at who pushing your candidates. And that was my reason, family. I kept that. I got another video too. But I kept that because you need people to be called out. See, we not doing none of that here. We not doing none of that. What up, Derek? Well, we not doing none of that. Who was that rolled over to Greece? Let me see what Philip Johnson said. Who was it that rolled into Greece and told them to hand the country over because of debt? I don't know. Let me see this. I'm just happy seeing things like the World Bank and International Monetary Fund can drop a country too. Hey, listen, hey, Philip, I got some more videos, man, I've been looking at. I just feel like these people need to be called out because we're not saying that. Like I say, if you on council, if you a mayor, if you a state rep, and you got a nonprofit, you're not for the people.
Troika? The Troika comprised of the European Commission, European Central Bank, and International Monetary Fund demanded stringent austerity measures in exchange for bailouts. Germany, acting as the primary European financial disciplinarian, was often viewed as leading the push for these reforms, which critics argued resulted in the significant loss of Greek sovereignty. So those three, and then Germany was pushing the head.
Rough. That's rough.
Troika. Interesting name.
The IMF, right? Oh, y'all see this one right here? We got another one. We still got another one. I know people. Hold on, let me see. I can't. Well, I guess I'll hold that for later on. I'll hold that. But I do got this one right here, though. Shit. How did I come on?
Goddamn. In 1843, it was the same thing with Greece. This time it involved Britain, France, and Russia. And Greece has had problems with debt for a long while.
Well, who caused the debt?
That seems to be a rather complex historical question. There is no individual singular answer.
Hold up. I mean,
this was all the way back in 1843.
But you can't figure out how we get how that, because was we ever supposed to have a central bank?
No.
So that might can kind of tell you.
We had one since our fourth or fifth president, and then it was shut down by Andrew Jackson, who
they never wanted it.
All of his money out, or all the federal money out of the central bank and put into state banks, and then reinstated, I believe, 2 presidents after him.
Wait, I'm just saying, when you go look at it, you can see how where we got to where we at. It's like they say, you have a beginning and an end. You have a beginning, what's going on, and I was looking at. I got one. I got a good video again. I hope they don't get mad at me, but I took this from Breaking Points with Jeff. Is you hip to Jeffrey Sachs?
No.
Yeah, okay. He flamed the New York Times and stuff. He was going at it. But I see Huckabee and caused it. Let me just play this. Let me bring this one up, family. I got this from Breaking Points right here. This one right here. Like this is going off into the as you can see, we going back off into this going at the whole. Let me give y'all some clarity on it. Hold up, let me give you some clarity on it. It's talking about Jeffrey Sachs flames the New York Times over Iran war propaganda.
Okay, let me look at something else while that's going on.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Yep. Let me get family. Y'all just pay attention. Just check this out. See where we at.
Sir, thank you so much for joining us again. It's good to see you.
Great to be with you. Thanks a lot.
Well, let's kick it off. Unfortunately, we just did a long segment about Ambassador Mike Huckabee, but one of the more consequential answers was on war with Iran, even though the American people oppose this war. And he says that, yes, we do live in a democracy, and our peon brains, they do matter somewhat, but also policy considerations cannot be conducted by poll. Let's take a listen to that. We'll get your reaction and get into all the details.
How much does it matter what Americans think?
Well, it matters every bit what Americans think. That's why Americans vote. It's why Americans have the opportunity to have free speech. We want them to have that.
Okay, so what percentage of Americans support a war with Iran?
I don't know. Do you know?
I do. I think it's around, I saw the numbers yesterday. I think it was like 21%.
Okay.
Is that enough to have a war with Iran?
We don't live in a world where you have a poll taken to find out whether our policy should be a particular direction. Because
I thought you just said that
that's direct democracy. No, we care deeply about it. But on the other hand, do we make the decisions of foreign policy and even domestic policy based on
we
what
care
the
deeply
latest
about
poll
it in
number
what
is?
sense?
So we don't actually care about it, Professor. So our very own interests and thoughts on the matter don't appear in our own government. Just give us your general reaction here to the ambassador, potential now war with Iran, and the destabilization to our world order.
Well, in general, Huckabee should resign immediately.
not for the segment that you played, but for the segment that if Israel takes over much of the Middle East, that's just fine. The United States government should immediately repudiate what he said. I think that every Arab nation in the Middle East that has been subject to Israeli-U.S. war since Netanyahu came to office in the mid-1990s should call in the U.S. ambassador immediately and ask if this is U.S. policy. By the way, it may well be U.S. policy because U.S. policy is dictated by the Zionist lobby. And this is not an outrageous statement. This is a literal statement. This is, and Huckabee, by the way, is a core part of that lobby. He is the quintessential Christian Zionist biblical fundamentalist who wants to determine American policy not by what Americans think, not by international law, not by American security, but by his reading of a biblical passage from 2,500 years ago. The man needs to leave his job immediately. He's a disgrace. Yes. But worse than that, what he said needs to be repudiated by the United States government immediately. Is that our policy? If it is our policy, state it so, then the American people won't know that we are led by the most dangerous kind of delusion imaginable. If that is not our policy, state it that it is not our policy.
Let's go ahead and put the latest New York Times reporting up here on the screen about whether or not we are headed to war with Iran. Their attempt to divine the latest thinking from Trump. The headline here, Trump considers targeted strike against Iran followed by a larger attack. So I guess we're in for two wars instead of one now. They say in part here, President Trump has told advisors if diplomacy or any initial targeted U.S. attack does not lead Iran to give in to his demands that it give up its nuclear program, he'll consider a much bigger attack in coming months intended to drive that country's leaders from power, people briefed on internal administration deliberations said. In addition, in this article, they lay out one potential proposal to allow Iran to have some limited enrichment program for purposes of research alone. And they're sort of holding this out like maybe that would be face-saving for both the Iranians and the Americans. You know, what is your sense of how real this diplomacy is and how likely we are to be headed back into war with Iran?
Again, this is like being in a delusional dream world. Iran has said that it does not want a nuclear weapon, and it has said so for decades, and it has negotiated on that point for decades. And everybody watching should appreciate that an agreement was reached in 2015 called the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA, which was reached in 2015 and unanimously adopted by the United Nations Security Council. It's an agreement of the P5, the permanent 5 members of the Security Council, the United States, Britain, France, Russia, and China, plus Germany, in which the International Atomic Agency would rigorously monitor any activities of Iran's nuclear program to ensure that there was no nuclear weapons program, exactly what Iran has said that it is its policy and which agreed to rigorous monitoring. Now, what happened? Well, Trump, because he is a pawn of Netanyahu, ripped it up when he came into office. Trump did the bidding of the Israeli government. Why did the Israeli government want this ripped up? Because this has never been about nuclear weapons. This has been about Israel's regional hegemony in the Middle East. Israel wants to topple the Iranian regime, period. It has said so. This is not a mystery. This is not said so.
Okay, we back now. I mean, I was just looking at that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
which part about it?
No, I was looking at it when they were just saying, I thought they were saying they was trying to get it for nuclear bombs. I mean, enrich it when it just...
Their enrichment process was already up to 90% needed for nuclear bomb, when for a power plant, you only need about 40 to 60%. If you over enrich the
was saying?
uranium.
I'm asking you, who was saying it? That's the point I was trying to get. Who was saying it?
Let me look it up.
Because there's more to it. I just cut it off at that. It's like it was like I said. It was I mean, I'm just going by the people who writing about it. I just been looking at it. I'm like, so what's going on?
Let me see. Right here, International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, which is run by the UN. And this was from a Rafael Mariano Grossi. Where the fuck are you from, buddy? Specifically tracking activities at Natas and Fordo, which is one of those is where the U.S. dropped the GBU bunker buster. Key Analysis and Organizations, Institute for Science and International Security, and Arms Control Association also provided detailed reports on Iran's enriched uranium stockpiles and centrifuge usage.
So that's countering what the other people saying. Like, once again, we getting back and forth to saying, like, that's why I was wondering when they was talking about the Western propaganda. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like we using the same criteria that we used when we went in Iraq. They say it was going in for weapons of mass destruction, didn't find weapons.
Do you know which weapons of mass destruction they said they were looking for?
Anthrax.
Anthrax and chemical weapons.
Yeah, but they said they didn't find
chemical and biologicals.
But
yeah,
that's not what they went in. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that they did or didn't. I was just wondering if you knew which ones, because a lot of people out there, for whatever reason, thought that we were looking for nukes in Iraq.
But that's what they said. I can go pull it up if you want to go see what Colonel Powell, when he went to the United Nations, what they said why they was going to invade Iraq. I remember he showed up a little vial of anthrax. Said it was
he said he was looking for, because they did have at one point, many moon ago, a large chemical weapons stockpile left there by the British. They did have them at one point. Then they showed a lot of documentation that they destroyed them, as was passed by a UN resolution that they should destroy them after they gassed the Kurds.
Let me go put this. Let me see what Mark Hutchins said. Iran, Iraq were perfectly fine for 8,000 years. About 100 years oil. 100 years ago, oil was discovered. And all of a sudden, they became a problem. The culture is not worried about Western culture. It's all about oil. Facts. That's the point that, like I was saying. I mean, that's just like when you said they was having these protesters and they was killing their own protesters. Then I played the video where they were saying people, you know, they was making insurgents was doing this. So it's like who you gonna believe? The people from their country or the people that's trying to take their country?
I'm gonna believe the people from the country that were citing or filing those reports. From the first source I showed you are from Iranians. It was an Iranian site. Well, Iranian proxy site.
Thank you for like you said, Iranian proxy site. So you're gonna
because you can't, you can control some of the internet traffic in your country, so they had to use servers in other countries to put up their site. So me saying an Iranian site, it's run by Iranians, just not based in a server in Iran.
Okay, but let me ask this question for you. Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Do you think? Yeah, I'm just saying. I want to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that the government of Iran could be telling the truth?
Very unlikely.
But you believe the government of the United States telling the truth?
Also very unlikely.
So do you believe that it could be people that's against the government inside Iran, like the opposition, where they want to come in? Do you think is any of them people up in there?
I believe that there could be a few rabble rousers from outside, yes. But I also believe that a large majority of I don't want to say majority, a large group of people, numbering in the millions, protested their own government, and that thousands of them were killed or disappeared.
Could it been they had what they call them people that was put there to push a certain situation to go that
rabble
way?
rousers or agent provocateurs.
Yeah, do you think they have provocateurs in the different ones who might be mad?
That's very possible.
Only reason I say that because I'm just saying I done seen it from here. like when they went into like the Black Panther Party, like how they had the United States government had people infiltrating in the Black Panther, like COINTELPRO that they had here. I'm just saying, I can look on the scale here. I'm not saying I could be right, I could be wrong. But I'm just looking at here. If I see they do it here, do I think they'd do it abroad is the question I'm trying to get to. Oh, let me go with Katie Saban right here. She said, Katie Saban, 1953, the Iranian coup d'etat known as Operation Ajax was a joint British-American initiative that overthrew Iran's Democratic-elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh.
Okay, what about the 1970s overthrowing and coup d'etat? Which one was that? The one where they took American hostages from the embassy and American students.
Well, maybe when America that they said they got in and they got end up getting put out. Ain't that when the Ayatollah Khomeini them came in?
That's when Ayatollah came in.
So that maybe that's because they took over who America had up in there. Because ain't some of the old king, ain't some of his relatives still here? Because they talking. Like I've been seeing them on different news shows, saying just like with the same thing with the exile Venezuela person that the Trump, like I'm telling you, like they trying to, so we can see where maybe they just overthrew who the U.S. had in back in the 80s. Is that possible? The dictator they put in or something?
It's possible.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. So we once again we interfering into other countries' business. Once again. See, here it go. Mark Hutchinson in 1979, Iran took back its government. They were not terrorists. Okay.
So a brutal military crackdown that lasted decades and turned into an authoritarian government is them taking it back. Okay.
So that's your take on it. What about the 1953, the coup d'etat that they did to Mohammad Mossadegh? What was that? That wasn't bloody or nothing. Did anybody get killed in that thing and did?
No, I'm talking about years of repression afterward.
No, but we looking at 1953. They might be looking at they was fighting against oppression then when the United States put in their leader, put in who they wanted to lead. Same thing. What happened to Muammar Gaddafi in Libya? My thing is, Trevor, I'm saying this. I get what you're saying. I see your take on it, but my thing is this. When do we take accountability? Like, it's okay if we go in somebody else's country, tear some stuff down, but it's all right what we doing over here. That's the point I was making yesterday. Other countries can look at how United States might treat the black community here. Is it all right for them to call them out and then, they say what they doing is wrong? I'm just asking.
That's a really loaded question. Because a lot of the people that were calling the U.S. out on how we treat individuals here or groups here are also the same ones that perpetrate their own genocides within their own borders. So am I saying the U.S. is wrong? Yes. Am I saying those other countries are hypocrites? Also, yes. The answer can be yes to both.
Yeah, but I mean, what people was
where's the but in that?
No, I'm asking you. No, you saying what? No, the but is this. But we going over and saying what they doing because, like when we started this from yesterday to today, when you said they was killing their own, this, what you said. But what about if they look at and then, like I say over here, how can you say what people doing over there and you have done crimes here? Like I say, we got blacks still getting hung, finding out they missing they inside their organs. What if people come and look? I'm just saying.
One is sick, fucked up individuals who can't understand that just because someone else has a different skin color doesn't make them any different. Right.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. No,
hold up.
Go ahead.
Let me make my point.
Go ahead, make it.
Okay. Where these dumb fucking rednecks decide that, they don't like black people for whatever reason, think that black people are lesser. Those are individuals. Whereas in this case, this one particular case We're talking about a country, its government institutionalizing in 2025, 2026, violence against its people on a massive scale, with thousands dead.
Once again, we going by who giving you the information. You got to take it with a grain of salt. Because I played a video the other day. They said that was not how that was going. It was
from one individual, one source, whereas I pulled up something like 6.
Dude, that was a former CIA director. The dude that was
Okay.
talking about. So you don't think he knows certain stuff that we probably? I mean, I'm not in military, but you don't think he saw other stuff that you ain't seen?
Oh, he probably did. And
okay, I'm
that's
just
fine
saying.
and dandy. But at the same time, he could also have a political agenda. I mean, CIA is known to be liars, right? So what
is
makes
the
you think that
president.
he's telling the truth there?
But so is the president known to be liars. So what are you saying? That's
So
like
then who do you trust? Or are you just going with who you want to trust?
that seems like what we do. We going with the United States stance on it.
I was looking at other countries.
And
I did not look at a
pulled up-
United States site. I pulled up United Nations. I pulled up the one site from
and
Iranian people, and I pulled up Al Jazeera, which is owned by, I believe, Jordan.
And the same people that was talking pulled up sources too. They just weren't talking out of their ass, Trevor. They was pulling up sources that you can go see who was there, and this was from people on the ground. We can see it two different ways.
RJ Cat here is saying there's a ton of Iranian refugees in Dearborn that can tell you about Iran. We could just take a road trip and go get the story straight from the horse's mouth.
And we can go right down to Cuba and take it from the Cubans that's exiled there. How do we know these ain't the ones that they exiled from their countries? How do
they
we
don't
know
exile
that?
those people ran away?
But how don't we don't know why they ran away? We don't know.
Oh, they could be fucking thieves and murderers and ran away, and we welcomed them with open arms of wet foot, dry foot, which was ended under Obama, thankfully.
But then that happened up under Cuba. Then Fidel opened the jails too, and let doing that. Go back and look at it.
Fidel opened up the jails towards some people that would fight for him, threw several of them back in, took political prisoners, and killed gay people. I'm good. Just like Chavez, the one that everyone wears, his face on their shirt.
Chavez.
Hugo, thank you.
Che Guevara. Talk about Che.
Which one do they throw the face on the shirt?
That's Che, if I'm not mistaken, with the hair, with the hat on.
With the braid, yeah.
But
Also,
America call them like I'm glad that you said that when you talk about certain individuals. But some of them individuals be your president. What you think about Wilson? Straight up racist. Was a straight up
racist and piece of shit. He is probably my least favorite president that could use his legs.
But Trevor, he was the president. He wasn't the only racist president that you had on there. Probably the first 18 that you can go with. That's what I'm saying. We can't just act like,
dude, we're up to 46 now. I'm pretty sure our first 30 plus were fucking racist.
So you don't think some say 47 is, and we in 26. That's the point I'm saying. You can't say. Some say Reagan was, and a lot of people. Hey, listen. So many people they praise Abraham Lincoln, staunch racist. So it ain't. We can't just act like that mind state gone. If you listen to some of the stuff Stephen Miller say, some racist stuff. But he's in government.
Failing to connect how that relates to Iran here.
The point that I'm making is that you can have people say what they can pick and choose who they want a terrorist to be, is what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to make. You got to look who's saying. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. It's like how you came and said Che Guevara was a general from Cuba. But I'm just saying, but as Trevor was saying, they're going to paint him as a monster. They're going to paint, they painted Muammar Gaddafi as a monster. But we can go back and look at America and they could paint them as monsters. I'm just saying, when you sling in mud, it can go both ways. That's the point that I'm making. But it seems like we want to take, and that's what is terrible. You can some call say what they say, Trump want to be king. Just look when he bragged about, we got rid of DEI. A lot of people look, but I'm just saying, Trevor, anybody can call, you know what I'm saying? any leader can be looked at if you go through history and look through it carefully. you can call any leader can be damn near called a bad person, man. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Any leader, because look at Reagan, drop crack cocaine in the black neighborhoods, but people look at that like, you don't think that was bad? Well, you just gave Dan a death sentence to a whole generation of people, but we're better eye like that's nothing. So is Reagan? Could you consider him in the U.S. government at that time just as bad as these other leaders that we say, oh, they killed 20,000 people? What about if you didn't addicted over millions of people on crack?
Mickey, the answer I'd give you there is probably not one you want to hear, but who decided to smoke it? Now, Reagan doing it, definitely wrong. 100% wrong. Should never have been done. And he should have gone to prison for it. But just because it is there didn't mean that people had to use it either.
Or why put it out there?
Like I said, that's wrong. He should have gone to prison for it.
You gonna lock, but they not gonna get locked up because they can write something up and say, hey, this was for
hey, what should happen, what does happen, what did happen are completely different things, right? Yep. Just like Flint water should be fixed. Is it? Reality and fantasy are completely different things. Fantasy, Reagan should have been locked the fuck up. Should have spent life in prison. Even with his fucking Alzheimer's. His wife should have gone with him. Most of his cabinet should have gone with him. Fucking CIA director should have gone with him. Oliver should have gone with him and stayed there for the rest of his fucking life. Did it happen? No.
And that's the point that I'm saying. It's just that where do we get the high moral authority to go say what somebody else doing in their land? That's the point that I get it. Like I said, if they just come out and say, listen, since they say Trump like to put everything out there on the real, he want to come out, look, we want to take oil, this is what we doing. You either with us or you ain't. I'd rather you come up there and quit lying. It's like we acceptable to the lie. Because we can see, they sending money over here. What about here? I mean, because he said it's called MAGA, right? Mega, right? Make America Great Again. What do you think Make America Great mean? Explain to me what does when you hear Make America Great mean, what does that mean?
That is a very long one. So first off, it means economic development in our own country. And by that, I mean private sector jobs, not government jobs. Because government jobs, really all that is just recycling money from taxpayers to taxpayers, which is dumb as hell. Mm-hmm. Which I have seen that happen. Private sector jobs go up, government jobs go down. Good. I would say stop giving frivolous amounts of money all over the world, regardless. I haven't seen too much of that happen. I've seen some, but not enough. I have seen some of that in terms of like funding LGBTQIA plays and theater in fucking South America. That needed to go away. Or in Ireland. That needed to go away. But just giving money to other governments, period, as, loan or this or that or fuck. Just giving straight cash to Ukraine needed to go the fuck away. It didn't. That's a huge part of making America great again.
Well, RJ Cat just broke it down. It was supposed to mean making everything here in America. That's why I was asking, what was you thinking? What did Make America mean to you? You know what I'm saying? I get it, but if he said he doing this, how's we study doing things overseas? Like, where is we make America great again? That's the question I'm trying to ask.
Well, if you want to go into a meta thought of it, the United States is perceived as weak right now. We pulled out of Afghanistan after 20 years, and the way that it was done was in such a shitty, shoddy way. It looked like we ran away. We left fucking billions in firearms there. Firearms, other weapons, fucking helicopters, tanks, you name it, we left it there. Right? So, at this point, America does need to fucking have a show of strength again. To keep its military supremacy globally. Because what happens when the bully shows weakness in a neighborhood? The bully gets everyone challenges him, and he has to climb back up. Right? America does need a show of strength at this point in terms of military force.
Oh no, for sure. Facts, concrete. You see what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. For example, WPW Botha was blatant with their apartheid policies in South Africa, so you knew exactly what you were dealing with. Don't hide who you are. Be upfront, and that's the point that I'm making. It's like going and tell the truth what it is. Quit acting like we fighting. We going over here for this. We going over here for that. Because that's what the Epstein files. And it do make some sense. Like why ain't nobody talking about it? That's the point that I'm making. We sitting up here and you seeing things go on. Because I just looked. There was somebody else in London just got arrested yesterday.
Their former ambassador to the United States.
Right. And that makes sense. So I understand why the people are so mad at Mike Huckabee, because it's like you're not doing the business of the United States.
No, the shit I heard Mike there say was something I don't agree with. Right?
That's what
I can be conservative. I can still say Mike is full of shit.
And that's the point. And that's why they feel like, because if listen. And this is why I'm going to get. I got some other videos I wanted to play. I was going to show. Seriously, Trevor, do you think? Why you think people of Afghanistan give a damn about the U.S.?
I wasn't speaking about people in Afghanistan standing up. I'm talking on a global scale now. Look, we ran away in 2021. Very next year, actually, I'd say 6 months later, Russia grew some balls and decided to fully invade Ukraine, knowing that we would fucking stand back from the Budapest Agreement or Budapest Pact.
But what that stem from though, Trevor, and I don't see nobody never saying this. America started this when you did that when you invaded Iraq, when you went in Afghanistan. So what you thought other superpowers was gonna do? Just sit back and watch America go, and then you did it off a lie. Because the reason first they went in because they said it was Afghanistan sent the terrorists to knock down the World Trade Center.
They were actually straightforward with that one. They didn't say Afghanistan sent them. They said Afghanistan was harboring them, which was true. The Taliban was fully harboring Al Qaeda. Taliban wasn't terrorist. Let's get that straightened out of the fucking air right now. Taliban was just the
good thing that happened. I wanted to hear what he was going to say. If our own city officials take money to hold us down, some of their own relatives, what makes you think anyone in the state or federal government cares about us being poisoned? It's not about us. It's not about human life. Money, root of evil. I do not believe it. I do not believe it is. Okay, let me see, Philip. Not really. Look at God. Because that was really come through. I'm just saying, we know, listen, man, that whole Iraq stuff, I could pull up so many different what's the names until we get off that trying to dominate. But I get it. We're gonna be headed, Marty, what it do? We're gonna be headed to
I need to order that fucking motherboard.
I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna be headed to, and I hope it don't. I think we're gonna be headed to World War III eventually.
Anyway, back to it. Taliban was just the informal name of the government of Afghanistan. You know what Taliban means? Student, or student of God. That's all it means.
No, it was just the U.S. government made them out to be evil. That's what that came from. I mean, it can be cleared up now, but that was media, Western media with propaganda. Yeah, they made the Taliban. They didn't tell you that the Taliban was here back in the 90s was cool.
You mean Al Qaeda?
Taliban too, Trevor. They
Taliban as the government of Afghanistan.
Yeah, they had them here. It was a movie about it.
Took over as the prime government of Afghanistan after Russia pulled out.
But the United States was in on that. They was funding that. Yeah. So that's how they knew the Taliban. But didn't they find Osama in Pakistan, though? When they said they was literally
5 miles across the border from Afghanistan.
Wasn't that Pakistan though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Pakistan, but they they leveled a whole country. Then they
How
went
long
in
was he
Iraq.
in Pakistan?
Probably was in there the whole time.
Probably. So
He was
we don't
on
know, right?
dialysis. Yeah, but nah, hold up. Nah, they had some stuff where they said he was not in Afghanistan. The United States just went in Afghanistan.
But his cells were still operating there. His organization was still operating there. Does an attack on a country not constitute an act of war? And while we didn't declare war, do we not fucking retaliate against the people who perpetrated it?
Did they perpetrate it?
We're gonna go back and forth on that one.
Yeah, we definitely is.
Mark, yes and no. Afghanistan is a fucking headache to look at.
But I'm just saying we went in there and listen. Most of these wars going down, the United States was in on them, and we want to accept it or don't accept it, and you know history will be the truth teller on that. That's like when you just said. I'm just saying certain things I get that we get, but this is what I'm thinking. We more worried about Iran that ain't got nothing to do with the United States, but more than we is worrying about the Epstein's files. That's what I think is really so pathetic about this whole situation. So it's all right for people at the top can do what they want to do, but if these people down here, like I said, they made an issue about Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and they are savages. What about them people at the top? They not, and then to come find out, they tried to they said they tried Pam Bondi to. I'm just saying what I'm going by. I'll pull it up. They tried to destroy some of the Epstein stuff. Why would you destroy something, Trevor, if you don't want it out?
Where did that source come from?
From the news.
From the news.
Yeah, it came right from the news. Matter of fact, it was one of the congressmen, Ro Khanna and them, was talking about it. So it came in a hearing, if I'm not mistaken, when they said they tried to what was redacted. Why is you redacting stuff? Even Josh Hawley said Trump name was mentioned over 1,000 times. Why would you send this stuff out and you already knowing who in on it, but then you gonna pull it back and then redact it? Like, what's the purpose of redacting? What is they hiding?
That one, dude, I don't know.
But I'm just saying, I would think because he ran on this, he was going to expose the Democrats. The president did. El Presidente, the number one uno. And he led a lot of people think it was just Democrats in there.
See, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If Trump was really guilty of everything in the Epstein files, which, mind you, there is supposition between, or not supposition, there is false correlation between the tip line and the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if Trump had done any of that, don't you think that after 2019, after he got out of office, Democrats would have had him arrested? They got him on 57 counts of real estate fraud that they extended the statute of limitations on, that they have never charged anyone else on. They got him on that. They blasted him with felonies on that. Don't you think that if he had done anything on Epstein Island or had been in the Epstein ring, they would have also pulled that up?
Well, it's kind of hard for me to believe because that's kind of a loaded question because we didn't see stuff they let slide. Then you just see what Pam Bondi said. If they did put it out there, it would tear down the United States.
I mean, they could have just released his name the same way that Trump is very, very selectively releasing names, right?
But who's in charge? I mean, you know what?
During the 2020 to 2024, who was in charge?
But why Democrats never said nothing about it?
Why?
Because their ass is in it. He the one brought this stuff up. He ran on. He used that as him running on that.
1 second, Derek, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop saying the R word, dude. You can get our entire channel in trouble with that. Like our entire channel. That everything else, fine. I don't care. Just that word. Hell, we can't even say it. I freak out every time I hear it slip from us. Thank you, buddy. All right.
I'm looking at it right now. We're shooting the shit T said. No, because they took him down, they would have to take down their own as well. Facts.
Sometimes you have to look at it though, right? I mean, because there was a question of friendly fire here. I've never seen purposeful friendly fire. Well, yeah, I've never seen purposeful friendly fire. Okay.
Well, that's what they
But
say.
sometimes there is acceptable losses. It's a really fun term, acceptable losses. I am willing to lose these 4 rooks and a bishop for what they consider to be the biggest threat to the Democrat Party, Trump.
Yeah, well. I remember Pat Tillman, the safety for the Arizona Cardinals in Afghanistan, when they said he died, then they come find out he died from friendly fire. So our government, our military will lie.
That was, I mean, so that was a bad one. But the one that we don't talk about often enough, though I have a British friend, I get reminded of it daily, is the amount of times the United States accidentally dropped bombs on British soldiers.
Oh, they still mad? Are they still mad at the Brits?
No, the Brits are still mad at us for accidentally dropping bombs on their shit.
How is you accidentally dropping bombs, though? Is they that careless?
Bad battle handoffs. I've seen. Oh, wait, I did see an instance of friendly fire. If you got time for a story from my time over there. So there's this valley called the Waterport Valley. Our chosen company was holding it. My platoon was called in for a quick reaction force. We spent the night at Camp Honaker Miracle. While the entirety of chosen company, 1st platoon, 2nd platoon, 3rd platoon, and headquarters, except for a very small portion, went into there, and they were ambushed. RPKs, Dishkas, PKMs, a lot of big machine guns, basically, RPGs. When we came onto the scene, Sergeant French, my forward observer who controlled airspace and artillery, became the head forward observer. There was a bad battle handoff between Chosen 9, Chosen 9, which is their head forward observer. And when he was handing off to French, someone else was giving a frontline trace, so our Apaches came in, and they accidentally lit up a group of Afghan National Army guys running through a field, as well as 2 Marines that were training them. So there's just bad communications at times that causes bombs to drop or guns to fire in the wrong place. With the Brits, it was a case of that, just bad information or cross information. It isn't carelessness, it's just mistakes happen, unfortunately. And sometimes when bullets are flying, mistakes turn out to be far deadlier. I mean, fuck, people make mistakes when driving cars and get in accidents. What do you think is going to happen in the chaos of people trying to kill you?
Listen, if I say that we stay out of people countries, we wouldn't have to be going there starting BS. This reminded me of the Romans, where they just went to other countries, fought them, and just, even with Alexander, when you saw it seemed like the Romans took over their crusade, just wanted to go fight. We want to go back and reconquer the stuff the Greeks had. Then we all got to go over here. It's like, when do we learn to stay out of people countries? Our problem is we keep trying to force our laws onto them. How you live, who you believe in, I can't make my God your God. Just because it worked over 400 years ago on our asses, don't make you gonna think everybody else gonna fall for it. That's my point. You cannot be you want to turn these Muslim countries into Christian countries. You can't do it. You can't put your way of life on people. You cannot do it. And that's really what a lot of this BS is coming from. A lot of these nations, this land where people been at, they have been doing good until we got there. We get there, we go to messing shit up. However they was living. That's just like the one guy who tried to go to Sentinel Island and they killed his ass. And now they made a movie about it. You was gonna go over there and make them Christians. Leave them people alone. Just leave them alone. If they don't want to deal with you, leave them alone. But we got a problem. We just want to keep butting our nose in different people's business. I really feel like this. I feel like the people at the top, like the president, both of the presidents should fight each other. It shouldn't be how you got to take. No, Like when Bush Jr. was mad at Saddam, him and Saddam should have got in the ring and did it, fight to the death. That's how you should do it. Then I'll put money. If they did it like that, a lot of these presidents and so-called leaders wouldn't want to go over there, and they'll leave a lot of shit alone. But long as I can go send people to go do my bidding, just take it back to the old days when your king had to get out there on the battlefield. I put money, you will have people looking different. Do you think if they told Lindsey Graham he had to get on the front line, he will go do some shooting?
No.
Trump was a draft dodger anyway. You think if he had to get on the front line, he will go do something?
What's that old saying? Fucking senators' sons are not the ones that go to war.
Hey, Miss Tia, and once again, I'll say this to you. I see where you're going with this. If, like, we hear the church bells ring every day, you get to hear them here, especially when you run it downtown. But is they trying to put their religion on the whole United States? I'm just trying to figure that out. They practicing their religion. They ain't came over here and say this what you got to be. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm lost.
We're always lost.
Yeah, I'm lost on that there. You got me all the way lost. I don't get it. I don't get it. But hey, family, I gotta go. I got some stuff to do.
Yep, I got some bills to pay today, and then tomorrow's payday, so I got even more bills to pay then.
Peace, family.
Later.
Yeah.